Hi there, this is Jonathan Kane, Marketing Director here at Noble County Community Foundation, and today I'm going to be taking you through a step-by-step tutorial on our online grant application. So it's going to be really easy. I'm going to walk through it with you step by step. Everything I'm going to be seeing, you're going to be seeing on your computer. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you're going to do is navigate to our website here and hop over to the grants section. And once you arrive there, you see near the bottom where it says apply now, that's where you're going to go for your application. So click on that. Now there's some instructions there at the top here, and we really want you to read over those. Now it says the application may take 20 to 30 minutes to complete, so you're going to want to make sure you're saving your application. And a really important thing about that is creating an account. So you're going to want to scroll down a little bit and see where it says log on or register down here. If this is your first time filling out an application or this application in general, just click on register and fill in some username information in the boxes, and once you do that, you'll have an account that you can make for our website. If you want to come back and work on an application you've already started, simply go to login over here, click that and fill in your username and password, and you'll be able to pick back up where you left off. Okay, so after you've made your account, you're going to want to go back here. So we're going to click on the home page, and don't worry about saving any passwords or anything like that. We want you to look through the funds that we have, and depending on the one you're applying for, look at that fund specifically. So we go back to grants, and then when we click on see available grants, and that's going to take us over to our grant fund page. As you can see here, we've got 5 funds available, and let's say you want to go after the Dow Corning Community Fund. You're going to click on show details, and that is going to bring up a big list of all the things that this fund deals with, some important information you're going to need for your application. Also down here at the bottom, it's going to have the deadline dates, which are very important. So keep that in mind as well. So once you've read over this and you have a good feel for what the fund is about, let's go and actually start filling out the application. So one last thing before we start filling out the application, if you look down here, a lot of information that was included in the first video that I made talking about an overview of the grant process is all down here. Your frequently asked questions, evaluation criteria, the steps to go through the process. So if you want a refresher on that information, it's right down here. But we're going to go ahead and start the application, so click on apply now. All right, so there's 3 steps to this application, so we're going to take it one at a time. So the first question here. Please select the appropriate fund that you're applying to. So you're going to look through, and this is from the page before where we had the list of the 5 funds. Let's go after the Dow Corning Community Fund. And just like I mentioned in the last video, there's 2 types of grants we offer here, capacity building grant, program or project. So go ahead and pick the one you would like. You're going to notice down here it says file uploads. This is where all those documents I talked about in the last video are going to be placed. And you can see they're saying that the files can be PDF, Doc, DocX, PowerPoint, a bunch of different files you can have on there. We definitely would recommend PDF and Microsoft Word documents as the best ones to submit. You go choose file and attach, and you just go ahead and put it right in there. You're going to do that for all of them. Once you've got all your documents in there, we can move on down to organization information. And you're simply just going to put your name and address and all of the information that you would need for that. Not too bad. Website is not necessary if you don't want to put it in there. If you don't have one, your phone number we will need, fax as well. Down here it says 501c3 or fiscal agent's name. That is going to be on your 501c3 letter. It's going to tell you what the name of that person is, and you're going to need to fill that in into this blank. And then moving on down to contact information. Again, this is pretty basic stuff. We just need this so we kind of know who we're talking to from the organization and what your position is within that organization. Okay, so last thing on this page is the request amount. So just put down the amount of money you're asking for in the grant. Keep in mind there's a little note there that says Pulse grants cannot exceed $1,000. Also, we need you to put down the total expense, whether it's your operating funds for the month or it's the overall amount of expenses that's going to go towards that project or program. Because, as you see below, we want to know what the percentage of that total expense is. So, say you're requesting $1,000 and it's out of $10,000, that'll be 10% right there. So, with that, we're going to move on to step 2. Step 2 is essentially your time to write out information for us about who your organization is, what you're looking to do with your project or program, or why you need these funds. So these text boxes here are for you to type in. You can simply type out your answer here, and you can just keep doing that. You can do that in all the boxes here. Some of the questions you're going to see: summary of program project, no more than 100 words. That's something important. We try to keep them short and simple so that you can get the message across in the most effective way. So just kind of tell us, what is this program or project about? Down here, you're going to see problem or need your organization wants to address. Again, 100 words or less. Your mission statement. And down here, this is where we get into the measuring the benefits, measuring the progress from your grant. We'd like you to tell us who and how many you're going to serve and how will they benefit. Additionally, we want to know how you're going to measure the outcomes of the impact, because like I said in the last video, it's really important to us that there's some sort of measuring system in place so that we can manage and oversee that this grant actually is indeed impacting Noble County for the better. And then here, how will this grant help you achieve your organization's mission? So this one's important down here, this last one. It says, if request is for a new service, pilot project, etc., explain the source of funds to carry on the project, if any will be needed, after any initial grant money is spent. Are there any commitments or guarantees for these funds? If funded, do you plan to ask the foundation for support for this project again? Please be as thorough and concise as you can with these essay questions, because it really helps out our grants committee when they're going through and looking at each one to make a judgment call to see if they really do match up to the guidelines and will impact Noble County for the better. All right, well with that, we're done with page 2. We're going to click next and move on to page 3. This one's nice and short. You can go ahead and put in your program and project timeline dates here. Try to be as specific as you can for us. Both start and end dates. And then you're going to move down here to the agreement section, which is basically just saying you've done your best to make sure it's all accurate. So you're going to go ahead and fill in your title as well as your name. We're also going to want the name of your principal or board president. So go ahead and put their name in as well, because down here you're going to notice that you're going to want to have this box checked when you're done. Make sure your principal or your board president looks through this application before you submit it. And once you've done that, you just check the checkbox there and click on submit. And once you hit submit, it's all finished. It'll be sent electronically to us, and we'll pass it off to our grants committee so that they can sit down at the next meeting and go through each proposal one by one. They're going to make a decision based off how well the grant matches up with the guidelines for the fund, as well as monies we have available, and ultimately if we think it's going to make the greatest impact here in Noble County. So thank you so much for applying, and feel free to contact us if you have any questions.